Welcome to the World Register Report. The World Register is an independent news source providing truthful, unbiased, and timely reporting of people, places, and events. Commentaries are also provided on selected stories from time to time. In a bewildering and reaching report by the Associated Press today, a comparison was made between the removal of Civil War monuments in New Orleans with those removed in other countries. The report refers to the New Orleans monuments as Confederate statues and even referred to one monument as heralding white supremacy. It was not understood from the report which monument was dedicated to the city in order to herald white supremacy. The AP report went on to describe what other places worldwide, such as Africa, Baltic states, which they refer to as Baltics, Germany, Iraq, and Russia have done with their monuments. The report rambles from British imperialist Cecil John Rhodes statues being removed in Zimbabwean cities in the 1980s, Allied removal of Nazi symbols such as the swastika after World War II, and the hundreds of monuments brought down after the dissolution of the Soviet Union. It was not clear why the author did not include other monument removals, such as the Buddhas of Bamyan in Afghanistan, erected in the 6th century and then destroyed by the Taliban in 2001, Al-Qaeda linked rebels' destruction of historic and religious landmarks in Timbuktu in 2012, or the destruction of statues and other artifacts in the Iraqi city of Nimrud by the Islamic State in 2015. After reviewing the story, one may be left to wonder why the AP report began with connecting Civil War monuments to white supremacy and then moved through examples of imperialists, brutal dictators, Nazis, and communists. In other news, as reported by the Associated Press today, according to U.S. and South Korean officials, North Korea fired a medium-range missile similar to one the country tested earlier this year. The missile was launched from the county of Pukchang and flew eastward about 310 miles. The U.S. Pacific Command said it tracked the missile before it fell into the sea. According to the report, the missile was similar in range and maximum altitude to the one launched in February. The missile launched today reached an altitude of 347 miles. And Fox News reports today that while addressing more than 50 Muslim-majority countries in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, U.S. President Donald Trump called for unity between the U.S. and Middle Eastern nations in the fight to stamp out extremism. President Trump announced the six-nation Gulf Cooperation Council, which is committed to prosecuting the financing of terrorism. The Gulf Cooperation Council will consist of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain. During a speech to the Muslim-majority nations, U.S. President Donald Trump said, quote, "Our goal is a coalition of nations who share the aim of stamping out extremism and providing our children a hopeful future that does honor to God."